If Joe Lombardo cannot even take care of his own officers, how can he take care of all of Nevada?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Closey. I'm the wife of Officer Philip Closey, who served the Las Vegas community for 21 years.
I'm the wife of Sergeant Douglas King, who was a Metro police officer for 17 years. My name is Cinnamon King, and we can never let this happen to another law enforcement family again.
Why? That's the question on the minds of two widows of Metro officers.
Yeah, they're demanding answers about why their husbands' COVID-19 deaths were not considered line of duty while others were.
The Southern Nevada law enforcement ceremony honored 4 officers' lives lost in the line of duty, including Officer Jason Swanger and Lieutenant Eric Lloyd, both passing from COVID.
Now, both widows say their husbands passed after working their final shift.
We just want to be treated the same. You know, I don't understand why that's not happening.
Jennifer and Cinnamon say it's still unclear why their deaths and the deaths of their husbands are classified differently.
The treatment that my family received after my husband's passing was disgusting. My husband was no longer honored, he was no longer remembered, and he was no longer recognized for the time he served for the LVMPD. He gave his entire adult life to this department, and unfortunately he's no longer being recognized as such a hero.
The treatment I've received from the department since his passing, most notably the sheriff, is very frustrating and sad. It took the sheriff over 2 weeks to call me and offer condolences. There's a Safeguarding America's First Responders Act, but as long as they meet 3 criteria, they are deemed line of duty federally. Our husbands met all of those criteria.
We were only given this statement about the process. It reads in full, when an officer dies, an investigation of the facts of death is completed by our health and safety section. For deaths that may be related to COVID-19, the investigation includes contact tracing. The investigation is then forwarded to Sheriff Joseph Lombardo with recommendation as to whether the death falls in the line of duty. We also asked both Metro and Lombardo's gubernatorial campaign if the sheriff would like to explain these decisions. As of right now, he hasn't given us any answers or statement.
It's just really frustrating. His memorial is coming up, and my family's absolutely devastated by the lack of empathy from the department and the sheriff. Joey Gilbert reached out to us and gave us an opportunity to tell our story and told us that he does care about our families, and I just believe that something like this would never happen on his watch.
I really want to tell you about each of these men. Officer Phil Closey, who served at Metro for 21 years. His wife said he loved his job and loved serving students through the DARE program, but an underlying lung condition kept him on light duty until he passed from COVID at the age of 48.
Sadly, in August of last year, my husband died in my arms. He's been fighting the last 4 years for medical retirement. He won his case 3 times. And the last time he won, he was in the ICU and he was too weak to take the call. Despite him repeatedly winning, Metro has never granted that retirement. They keep appealing the case, and they made the last 4 years of his life horrible. My husband told anyone who would listen that they wanted him to die before it was over, and that's exactly what happened.
And Cinnamon King says her husband, Sergeant Douglas King, age 35, was one of the first officers to arrive at October 1st shooting and was scheduled to receive Medal of Honor before he died from COVID.
And for Cinnamon King, she remembers her husband Doug's passion.
He was 100% a hero.
They say the grief is still a lot to bear.
He was my best friend, and we were supposed to grow old together. The treatment that my family received once my husband passed is disgusting. I feel that Joseph Lombardo should have cared about my family more. He should have cared about his officer. My husband gave his entire adult career.
I don't want to see this happen to any other police family. The system needs to change. Something has to be done, because the nightmare we're living through right now, I wouldn't wish on anybody. After seeing what happened to my family after 2 decades in this department, I just think that this shouldn't happen to anyone else. We have somebody who wants to be in charge of the whole state, but this is how they treat their police family. And I'm urging you to take action. Cinnamon King and I have started a petition. We were very upset last week when there was a service at City Hall and we were not invited. Our husbands' names have been left off of all those lists. They will not read their names at the memorials. Our petition is located at www.change.org/honor LVMPD officers. We hope you'll go on there, read about all the media we've done so far, and please sign and support our cause. We need to protect Nevada.
I think as a widow and as a police family, our biggest fear is that they are going to be forgotten. And so, you know, taking part in those memorials or having their names up for everyone to see ensures that they're not.